Well, I thought I had it bad with my replacement set of the Queen's Beast 2-ounce 10-coin set, but goodness me, I didn't, compared with this very disgruntled Royal Mint customer who has some serious questions to ask the Royal Mint about their restriking and replacement process. Hello everybody, Backyard Bullion here. Now today I have an update on the 10 coin 2-ounce Queen's Beast proof sets, the ones that are plagued so much by quality control, milk spotting and scratching, and apparently beard shavings as well, but more on that as we go throughout the video. Now I did my overview and I guess opinion piece you could call it last Friday of the set that I received as a restrike, and it was most certainly a marked improvement. There was a lot better of an effort I think made for this set that I received second time round than the first, but sadly it just wasn't quite where I wanted it to be quality wise, so I sent it back for a refund. And I've been seeing more and more feedback from other people who've bought sets that the restrikes that they got just didn't cut it, just did not meet expectations. And I got an email from what we'll say is a disgruntled Royal Mint customer. He wishes to remain anonymous, so I'm going to call him Henry, and Henry got a restruck set, but it really was absolutely abysmal. In fact, considerably worse than his first original set, and I want to share some photos of that for you all here today. So Henry reached out to me by email and just really shared that he was, of course, incredibly disappointed in the coins that he received second time round, and it really does raise some significant questions for the Royal Mint. You know, there are some in my mind about the actual application of the restrike, whether or not that actually happened, and it's a pretty serious accusation to make, to say that they just didn't restrike any of the coins. I don't think that's true. I think they genuinely did restrike some coins, but I think what is more concerning is from some of these photos that you can see here, absolutely nothing was done to address the root causes of some of the issues that are happening on the coin production, and that I think is more concerning. It really is shocking that this particular coin set that was sent to this customer, Henry, really sets apart, I think, the quality control standard. Like, we've seen bad quality from Royal Mint before, and that's happened from any mint around the world. Any mint can make a bad quality product and release a bad quality product. But when it's a customer that's already returned something, I mean, look at this lion with these milks. That's just the worst milk spotting I have ever seen. And for that to be a coin that has been deemed appropriate to send out to a customer that has already sent back a coin set for inferior quality really makes me question whether or not something deeper and bigger is going on here, whether or not they've even paid attention to it. Simple things as well, like coin capsules being open and loose, such that the customer, Henry, couldn't even get the entire capsule out of the box without potentially damaging things. And, you know, Henry, in his email to me, was very open about the fact that he's not a big coin investor. He's not somebody who stacks a lot of silver. He just wanted something that he thought was really attractive looking as a set, something that he really liked the look of, and something that could be some conversation piece. He said to me in his email, he could imagine, if this set was perfect, having it as something that he could bring out at dinner parties to show his friends how cool these pieces were. But, you know, when you've got photos like this, where you've got beard shavings or these fibers that are inside the capsule, by the way, on the coins, it looks awful, it looks horrible. And then, of course, the milk spotting as well, which, as you can see, these are photos taken through loupes, but even without the loupe, these milk spots would be rather obvious. And when you get to the Lion of England, which I'm sure the photo will come rolling round again in a moment, and you see just how much milk spotting was there, it really, really is absolutely awful. So the biggest question, there's two big questions, difficult questions that the Royal Mint need to address. And I really don't like making these type of videos where I am overtly negative about the Royal Mint, because generally speaking, I am a big fan of the Royal Mint, and generally, you know, I buy a lot of their coins. Bought enough of their coins this year to have an account manager. But it really does raise the questions of how they handle the returns process and ensuring that a customer gets back a coin that is in a perfect condition, or at least as a perfect condition as can be expected from the production of a proof coin. We're not saying that every coin has to be MF70 or PF70, but we are saying that we need coins which are A, not covered in bloody milk spots, B, not covered in fibers inside the coin capsules, which are on the coins as well. How that happens, I have not the foggiest idea at all. And then also just making sure that coin capsules are on. This chap, Henry, said to me that there were about 3 out of the 10 coins where the capsules were on securely. Probably about 3 or 4 of those that weren't, the capsules were completely loose and not really on at all. And I've seen some videos of other sets from other people where they open up for the first time and there is literally a loose coin rolling around in the case. That's just unacceptable, and that needs to change. So Henry gave me a little bit of feedback as well, which I want to share with you guys. So he is obviously incredibly disappointed about this. He's sending it back for a refund. He's well within his rights to send it back for another replacement, but he's lost faith in the ability of the Royal Mint to actually produce that coin set in a perfect way, which I completely sympathise with. That's what I've done with mine. But he said here in his message that even if he got a set in the future that is hair-free and spot-free, he would just expect heavy spotting to appear shortly afterwards. He's asking it almost as a question to me. I don't really know about the chemical processes of milk spotting, but it certainly does happen, and it raises questions about how these coins might act over time as well. He then goes on to say that he thinks, for me now, to want to buy silver proofs from the Royal Mint again, he would need to hear positively that they have identified the problems in their manufacturing process and are actually doing something materially different to resolve them. And that, I think, is the big message to take out from this whole situation. So my set, his set, everybody else's set, there's a bunch of other people on the Silver Forum that are sending back sets as well. And ultimately, the point here that worries me most is that they have restruck some coins and paid absolutely no mind to their overall quality and their overall standard to get, the mount to the customers in a perfect way. And this is a micro mintage set we're talking about. There's 300 of these and not 300 will have been returned. So they've only got X amount of returns. I suspect there's quite a lot of returns that have been sent to them. And I get that that's going to be a logistical issue. And I get that that's going to be an extra cost burden for the Royal Mint to remint coins. And, commendations need to be given to the Royal Mint to say that they are going to restrike coins. But there's no point in restriking a bunch of coins if you are just going straight back into that same production line where all of these different issues are arising. If the same issues are coming out, what was it? Einstein said the very definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. You can't just put a bunch of blanks back into the machine and hope that they're going to be okay. You need to do something about it. You need to actively change the processes or identify where things are going wrong and make sure that they do better. And in this particular set, there are some really hard questions to be asked of the Royal Mint's quality control department. So aside from the fact that there are questions in people's minds about whether the restrikes even happened in the first place, which is a pretty serious accusation to levy, and I want to be careful about that because I genuinely don't think that they've not restruck coins, but it's what people feel and what people think, and that's a really important thing for the customer experience. Now, the bigger problem is that there hasn't been a rectification of the quality control process. People in the quality control department have either looked at these coins and felt, well, that's as good as we can get, or they just haven't bothered to look. And I personally kind of feel like for the set that Henry has got and the photos that he sent us, I really can't see how a human being looked at these coins and went, yeah, that's appropriate, that's acceptable, let's get them sent out, with all of these black fibers inside the capsules, on the coins, and all of the milk spots. I just can't understand it. And also, the coin capsules not being on correctly. These are simple things that just should not happen, period. And yet they are. So this video is a lot more harsh than my video was about my set. But I think duly so, because there really do have to be some important changes from the Royal Mint to actually make things better, because without the change, without us as a community or us as consumers pushing back and saying this is not acceptable, this is not how we want our coins to be, it's not going to improve. And a second thing that we as consumers can do is, of course, boycott the Royal Mint. I've seen a lot of people call for that, saying they'll not buy coins again from the Royal Mint. I still will buy coins from the Royal Mint, but I will continue to push back on them when I get inferior quality coins. At the end of the day, whenever you send back a coin to the Royal Mint for a refund or even a replacement, it costs the Royal Mint money. You know, that is, I think, an important thing to do. If we want to make change, we need to hit them where it hurts, the wallet. And quite possibly Henry could have just sent back this coin set for another replacement. He was well within his rights to continue doing that over and over and over again until he gets a set which was right. And at £60 for postage each time, that would soon make this set quite an expensive one for the Royal Mint to do. And maybe if we had 100 people out there doing the same thing, getting continual replacements, making the Royal Mint spend £60 each time on postage, return postage from us and then postage back out to us, maybe it would start to hit them where it hurts and they'd look at that process. And of course the continual restriking quality control process is important. So yeah, lots of really hard questions I think for the Royal Mint to look at from this video, and I do genuinely hope somebody from the Royal Mint watches this video. I know that my videos get watched by people within the Royal Mint's team. Whether or not the right people watch this, I don't know. But this is not meant as a hit piece, this is not meant as an assassination piece for the Royal Mint. I'm a big fan of your work, and I want to be a big fan going into the future. But when I see customers like Henry really quite disheartened, and you can tell it from the way that he's written the email to me that he genuinely is quite disappointed and gutted in not having this set. He really enjoyed it. In fact, one of his parting messages to me, parting parts of his email to me was quite telling, really. He said, they do look quite nice from a distance, and I'm still very fond of them. I've spent an hour enjoying looking at them through the loop despite the quality control. And he said, I can imagine myself in a parallel universe showing them off to an interested guest if they came round for dinner, if they weren't filthy with hair and covered in milk spots, of course. He says, I will be sad sending these back, but I know that I have to, otherwise it's spending and it's not an investment. The Red Dragon, he says, is his favourite. He loves the designs. Look at all the scales and the little twists and turns and dramatic pose of the head. So yes, he finishes with, I have a serious case of the magpie-itis. Send help. And that he's got a good sense of humour about him, at least. It's not the end of the world. It's a first world problem to have a coin set which is inferior, of course. But those sentiments to finish up this video really do, I think, speak volumes about what we as a community need to do, what we as consumers can do to push back. And I would highly encourage anybody watching this video to share their sentiments with the Royal Mint about this set and this release and this resent set that Henry got, and others as well, because it's not just Henry. There are plenty of other examples out there of customers let down throughout the replacement and restrike process, and that's just not acceptable by my books. So anyway, that is the follow-up for this set. I hope that maybe one day we'll get some follow-up from the Royal Mint themselves. Maybe somebody from the Royal Mint would like to reach out for comment on this situation to me. That would be an incredible thing to do, but we'll wait with abated breath to see if that happens. Otherwise, if you've enjoyed this video and our content, you know what to do. Hit that thumbs up button, and if you'd like to see our videos in the future and you're not subscribed, then hit that subscribe button as well. Otherwise, we'll see you on the next video. As always, please make sure that you like, share, comment, and subscribe for more.